Hello and welcome, I am Patchworth, your game clown, once again, and today we're going to be continuing with our Awesomenauts tutorial with the next naut, Skolldir. Skolldir is actually voiced by another YouTuber, and a much more famous YouTuber, of course. And he's kind of another sort of melee, tanky sort of character, but unlike Clunk or Derple, he is very much in your face. He can be pretty hefty, not great with him as well. Big surprise there, right? But let's give him another shot and take a look at his skins first. This is the basic right here. And I actually have the honeydew one, which we'll probably end up using just because we already did the Minecraft version of Clunk. And this one's actually free. You can get this, I believe, through a link with the Yogscast. So check that out. It's a fun one. And then the last one, which is like Demon Skolldir, which is, you know, very metal, which suits his theme song quite well. Pretty cool. But I think we're just going to go with the honeydew version. So let's check him out. As you can see, I haven't had a chance to really go through any of his stuff before, so we'll just take a look. Now, Skolldir actually has a very similar sort of jumping style to Lone Star. He has kind of a dinky jump, and then he's got like a little fart that he propels himself upwards for like a double jump. The rest of it we have your basic stuff, but we have the 7 League boots, which increases movement speed plus an extra boost when throwing enemies. We're going to use that just because. I like all the different types of shoes. Only a couple of characters have different types, so it's always good to utilize those when you have the chance. And the rest of them, nothing we haven't seen before. The solar tree, the piggy bank, and the baby curry mammoth. I'm pretty sure we already know all of that. Now, his punch actually has sort of like a 1-2-3 punch, where he does sort of like a 1-2 and then finishes off with a roundhouse. And the third one does have a little bit more of a wallop. Each punch actually has slightly higher damage to it. And a couple of different things we can do with that. The perfumed white flowers regain life by landing the third combo bash. Is that new? I can't even tell anymore. Flaming fists increase the range of the third bash combo hit. We use that. The chunk of salted meat increases the damage of bash, please. The rubber duck adds a stun effect to the third combo bash. Absolutely. Fist bump deflects bullets with bash. Never used this. I don't even know what that does, so definitely ask somebody who's better at Skolldir than I for the answer to that one. And pale mead increases the damage of bash. So as you can see by this, 10 is the last damage on that. Skolldir, if you get him close enough for that last hit, he can cause some serious damage. As of right now, we cannot. But for your scroll wheel attack, we have a earthquake, which sends a shockwave along the ground, which temporarily ensnares people, and I believe also causes damage. Actually, the ensnare is something that you have to add. So the electric hammer, we'll use that. The stolen couch increases the range of earthquake. Stone twins makes earthquake go to the back as well. We will actually use that. Iridium bricks game increases the damage of earthquake. Why not? Enhanced muscle fibers reduces the cooldown time of earthquake. As we know, cooldown means you can use it faster. And small volcano increases the height of earthquake. Kind of cool. You can actually see it. It becomes about as high as he is, so it's very difficult to avoid. And his last attack with the right mouse button is his throw attack. And basically what he does is he picks up anything that is in front of him and tosses it behind him. I'll show you how to utilize that a little bit better when we get further in. Power Briefs adds damage to Mighty Throw. We're using that just cuz. Cortexiphan Shake adds a slowing effect to the Mighty Throw. Axe Throwing Trophy, throw further. Maybe not. Cranking Dumbbells reduces the cooldown. Homeless Gnome, yes. The Homeless Gnome, besides being one of the funniest attacks ever, actually tosses a gnome behind you. I'll show you that in a moment. And Oily Spray on Bronze. Receive an attack speed bonus after a successful throw. And we covered a little bit of that with Gnaw, but we weren't able to go into detail with it since we weren't able to unlock that yet. Again, that'll probably be in one of my later tutorials to cover stuff that I haven't covered. So I think that's about it. The rest of it is pretty much just showing you how it all fits together, so let's just get started. And down we go. Hopefully we're not getting too much lag here. My computer's been a little slow today. Alright, and this time we'll actually remember to grab my stuff first so I can demonstrate it over here. Up. Ba, ba, ba. So yeah, with that, he actually seems to be jumping a little bit higher than I remember. Boop, boop. Okay, so his attack is essentially this. He has the 1-3 punch, and then the last punch sort of goes a little bit further, as you can see. The range increase for that will be what allows you to essentially go through turrets. But you go 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2. So you want to go at a decent speed when you're doing this. You don't have to necessarily hold down. You can do like a hold down for 2, and then you want to jump or boom, 1, 2, punch. Oops. So yeah, but there definitely seems to be sort of a sequence of these guys, so if you don't pull them off too quickly, you won't be able to get that third attack off. So make sure that you keep that in mind when you're chasing people down. Ugh. Alright, so then we have our Earthquake. Oops, that was the throw. I'll show you that in a little bit. The Earthquake is more like that, and you get that little damage right there. And the better way to show you that is to just get in and use it on some people. Bop, bop. Okay. And we appear to be in AI Station 404. Great, here. Oh, wait a minute. Darn it. Smacky, smacky, smacky. Poof. Dum, da, da, smack. Boof. Okay, so let's see. We're doing 12. Wait, what are we doing for damage here? Alright. So, one of the main things I recommend for any of these is to definitely increase your health and oh, ah, darn it. Well, that sucks. Smash. Okay. About poof, Okay, now I'm gonna die. Yeah, you definitely want to increase your health and possibly your regen as soon as you can. Just like a lot of the tanks, they're pretty much there to soak up a lot of damage. So making yourself as unkillable as possible is probably your best bet into getting him to where you need him to be. Alright, so we're going to punch this. We're doing pretty decent damage there. Alright, so throw. That's what that does. Oop. Darn it. Oof! Come on. Oh, got him. Alright. Oh, yeah, we are a little laggy, and I'm not happy about that. Okay, so looks like the Earthquake does damage, but also has sort of a damage over time sort of thing going for it. So, yeah. you want to use that to sort of crowd control characters. And when you've got somebody running away, you want to throw them back, and that's a good way to get them towards... Oh, darn it. So, like a lot of the different types of crowd control attacks, you want to use that to sort of toss them back towards the turret here, so they sort of have a harder time escaping from it, and they'll just be shot down by the turrets. You can also toss them into either Clunk's explosion or Derple's nukes, but it can be a little bit difficult to aim, so be sure that you practice with it as much as you can. As I said, I'm not great with it. Alright, let's go with that. But the toss actually has a lot of benefits. If they're chasing after you, you can sort of duck behind them and toss them away from you or another one of your teammates. Or, oof, you can toss them back. Got him. Okay. The thing to remember about that is that wherever you're tossing, you pick them up from behind, in front of you, and you toss them back. So be sure that you're facing the right direction when you're trying to, when you're trying to toss somebody. Now, for example, when you have the gnome like I do, you want to turn back from where you're going, and it tosses the gnome behind. Oof. And as you can see, the earthquake, I got the twins, the stone twins or whatever it was, and it actually tosses the earthquake in both directions. Oops, bad example. So that's a good way to, either slow, or if you have the ensnare version, you can, keep people in place when you're trying to... darn it. See, and I just tossed them away from all the damage. That was not the way to do that. Okay. And also bear in mind when you're doing the combo here, it is a little bit more difficult to turn while you're actually attacking. So if you are punching and they get behind you, you want to do like the punch and then like sort of unclick it. Hold on. Smash. Again, this character seems kind of like a big chunky meat shield kind of character, but he does take a surprising amount of finesse to do properly. I've seen him being used quite effectively. Not so much for me. I'm really not the best. So put that right out of your mind. Obviously, we're not doing too badly right now because we're just fighting up against some bots, but I'd say you want to have him sort of in the forefront of any kind of fights that you have, and a character like, let's say, for example, Coco would be a good one to have sort of behind you doing damage, and, keeping people from getting away from you while you're trying to toss them various directions. Having Raylan with you as well would be really handy to just sort of, have them hide behind Skolldir and just be like, "I'll get you now, you bastards! Come on, you!" Whoosh! And... oh, dang it. I am not great at this. Oh, come on. Smushy, smushy, smushy. Gosh. Oh, crap. Well, that was dumb. Okay, so increasing his punch is also a pretty good early strategy. So, if you kill more characters, you obviously you'll gain a lot more money early game, and it'll help you to smash these people all the sooner. Helps your team out as well. Alright, so we're going to use the 7 League boots, which I just noticed have rainbows on them. Good for you, boss. Good for you. Alright. Let's go! You bastards! Whoop! Uh-oh. Freezing. I froze up a bit. Okay. Whoop! Oh! Oh! Well, toss you over this way. Uh-oh. Come on. Come at me. Come at me, bro. Fuck. Oh, man, I should have gotten the snare. Alright, did you see that? That's kind of cool. There are certain types of abilities that will sort of bump up the droids, the walkie droids up here, and they'll just sort of like go across the screen here until they reach whatever barrier is there. And as you just saw there, one of the things that you can do... Ooh, cool. Uh-oh! Cockspot! Oh, cool! Jesse Cox has one named after him. I need to do that. Anyway, that is really cool. I'm a huge fan of Jesse's, so that makes me happy. I've just now noticed that. Anywho, getting back to what we're doing. Alright. Let me see what else we can do here. We've kind of got a good idea of what the rest of these do. Oh, the snaring. Let's do the snaring and actually show you how to use that. Anyway, since the bots have increased their intelligence a little bit, it's been a little bit more... Oh, come on! Oh, where'd you go? Come on. Come on. Gotcha. Oof! Gotcha. Perfect. Just like that. See? That snare helps keep your bots in line. And they actually sort of... Oop! When you earthquake on one of these platforms, it actually sort of falls down and can attack the stuff that's on the floor. So that's something to keep in mind. If you're trying to land directly on somebody and they... Whew, gotta go, buddy. And they land... Like, say you're trying to get somebody below you and you use your attack. It's going to, well, maybe not completely miss them, but it can also chase people down hills. So keep that in mind when you're sort of strategizing where to place your earthquake. But yeah, oops. Uh-oh. Oh, I got one of you. I got one of yous. Alright. Oof. Uh-oh. Yeah, okay, see? Easy to run away if they're frozen like that. So bear that in mind. It's a strategic way to escape so you can actually increase your damage and whatnot. So, other than that, let's increase the range a little bit and see how much damage we can deal out before we have to finish this guy off, okay? Like I said, he is not necessarily a very complicated and varied character necessarily, but he's not one that you can just go in helter-skelter and hope to win. Ugh. There you go. Take that, buddy. Nicely done. Nicely done. Nicely done. So, the dude's a beast. Skolldir, like I said, not my character, but I cannot, by any stretch, fault him for the sort of damage that he can inflict upon people. It's just crazy. Hey, you! Hey, you! Oh! Ah, darn it. Oh, well. Alright, let's increase our damage one more time, see if we can't cause some more damage. This is actually really good practice since I have not had a chance to play him in any of the random runs. And I don't usually select him when I'm playing for fun. So it's good to dust him off with the new upgrades and things that they've been doing. Whoa! Okay, whoa. I was going to try to toss... actually, that's a good example. When Clunk is charging up his Uh-oh, get away from me. Get away from me. Get away, you bastard. Get away! When Clunk is charging up his Explode, or, for example, if Raylan is charging up her Snipe, and you go up there and you just sort of toss them out of the way, they will, you'll be able to avoid the attack. It'll sort of mess them up a little bit. Just be careful that you're not tossing either one of them into your teammates. I'm sure nobody would appreciate that. Huh? Uh-oh, well, that didn't quite work out the way I wanted it to. Gotcha. Nice. Oh, man, oh, I wish I could hear this right now. My setup doesn't allow me to actually hear music in these things, but he has got one of the best, if not the absolute best, kill streak music. It's amazing. It's fucking metal. Metal! Ah! Whoosh! And smashy, 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 smashy. Oh, and I died. But that was a pretty decent attempt. Alright, increases damage of Earthquake, throw farther. Let's see how far we can get. Now, if I were to increase my health, it would have made me a lot more difficult to kill right there. So, like I said, don't be afraid to just get him up to full health. And just tear through things. Tear through them. And you will just be like an unstoppable force. But other than that, guys, I can't really think of anything, especially this early in the game, that I could really explain to you. I mean, he's pretty basic. Uh-oh. 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 Well, yeah, now I'm just starting to get my butt kicked here, so maybe... Oh, yeah, that's actually a good example. As you can see, I was trying to take on that entire huge cluster of bad guys all by myself. Teamwork is always the best strategy I recommend, no matter what character you're using, except for possibly Leon. And even then, having him sort of play around, complement other Awesomenauts' skills is a good way to get really good at him. But, other than that, guys, there's really not much else to explain. So, give him a shot. He's a fun character if you just want some fun beat-em-up, smashy fun. I said fun twice. Oh, wow. Did you see the distance on that? I increased the throw speed, so... He's definitely interesting, so... get him, get the free skin, support the Yogscast, support Jesse Cox. Support Awesomenauts, of course, which I will actually leave a link to their website on the bottom of this. And if you guys have any questions, just leave me a comment below. Thanks for watching, guys, and until next time, cheers all.